202 days ago, the Owls and the Mingos met to open the 2023 USL League One season, and tonight they'll bookend the regular season with a match at Decisive Field. It's forward Madison and it's Union Omaha, and it's presented by Dairyland Insurance. I'm Jack Edwards with you here on ESPN Plus. Delighted to bring you this one. Massive implications for Union Omaha and for Madison. In sixth place, the Mingos, they can get a playoff spot if they get their 3 points, because Tormenta, they're keeping them hot on their tails, trying to win one in Charlotte and hope for some help as Omaha. They sit top of the table currently, but they could slip as low as third depending on how results happen on Judgment Day here today. Let's walk through some of the stipulations for these teams and what could happen based on the results. First off, for the hosts, for Madison, they clinch with a win, simple enough, or points dropped for Tormenta against Charlotte on the road. Won't matter what happens here, they'll finish in sixth place. They'll be eliminated if two things happen. They either fail to win, as well as Tormenta getting the win on the road at Charlotte. And Charlotte, important to note, they're trying to secure a home match in that first one against Greenville in that 4-5 matchup. So there is importance for Charlotte. Going to be a tough 3 points for Tormenta. As for Omaha, they'll get into the first round bye here with a win or a draw. Some other results: if there are points dropped by North Carolina against Knoxville at home, or Northern Colorado at home against Chattanooga, that will guarantee themselves a first round bye. If they want to be the Players' Shield champions for the second time ever, a win will secure that, or some other results. A ton would have to happen here. A draw and a North Carolina loss would see that happen for them, or a loss and a draw for the other two teams chasing them could see them finish top. But it's simple enough. They win that match and they will be top of the table. A man who will help them get to that spot will be Steven Dos Santos. He's got 4 goals in 2 matches, 12 on the year. It's good, tied for most on the team. Been an absolutely electric forward up top for them in recent weeks. They've got 8 goals across their last 2 matches. Just an incredibly great goal-scoring vein for this side, and him up top, the experienced 34-year-old, going to lead things for them. Well, it's heated rivals in this one, and they've got a lot to play for both of these teams. For Omaha, they could become the first team to ever be 2-time Players' Shield champion winners. We'll see how it ends up playing out here at Decisive Field. Lineups are interesting for both sides. We've got to show you those after this break, and then it's kickoff for the 3rd matchup of the year between these sides. Don't go anywhere on ESPN Plus.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
For a warm and inviting space to grab a quick meal or gathering the whole family, come into Gooseberry on the Square. Our made-from-scratch fare that is delicious, satisfying, and healthy. Plus, we're serving up breakfast and lunch all day long. Be sure to stop in and craft the salad of your dreams at the largest salad bar on the Square, featuring 70 items and 2 homemade soups. Gooseberry on the Square, open 5 days a week from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop on in today.
For the final time in 2023, Decisive Field playing the host to USL League One action. This match brought to you by Dairyland Insurance. These two teams meeting for the 3rd time this season. They met the very first game of the year, mentioned in the open, 202 days ago. a 1-1 draw. Both of these matches have been on the road for Madison. You'll see Christian Cheney with an equalizer to make it 1-1 in the first meeting. He scores in this one. This is going to be a great move from Aiden Messias. Just able to move through a couple defenders and just laser one into the back of the net. The left-footed finish made it 1-0. This one takes a very awkward deflection. His first of the season for Shaft Brewer. Scores in that one. And then right here, it'll be the third goal of the match and the second time scoring against Omaha for Christian Cheney. Now the lineups for the two sides. First off, for forward Madison, brought to you by the Madison Concourse Hotel. It's unchanged from the 2-0 defeat on the road at Northern Colorado. It's the same group, a similar 4-4-2 shape. Derek Gebhard, a much more advanced role than he's played in a lot of roles this year. Christian Cheney, 10 goals, but they haven't got him going in recent weeks. Hopeful that he can score for a third time against Omaha this season. As for Omaha, Dominic Casciato, they also have no changes in their 11, going with a similar 4-2-3-1 shape. And why change what isn't broken? 4-0 win at South Georgia last time, and on Wednesday last week, a 4-1 win over Charlotte. This unit similar to before, and it's a great one for them. 8 goals in 2 games, a lethal scoring group. You can see them in their white kits. The visitors from Omaha trying to be the villains for Madison. They want to make it to the playoffs for the first time since 2019. You can see them in their home blue kits. The keys to the game brought to you by Dairyland Insurance. A focus on set pieces. You saw when they conceded in that very first matchup. They got a lot of big size, a lot of great ability, especially Luis Heel able to deliver set pieces. They'll want to try and make sure for Madison to stay compact, stay focused in that department. The injury report brought to you by UW Health Sports Medicine, out for both sides. Big one, Connor Doyle not available for Omaha. Made 26 starts this season, but he will not be available for this one. They're hopeful that he can be back come playoff time, but for this one, unavailable. The flip side, we mentioned in the keys for Omaha, try and get off to a strong start. Intensity from the open. They've scored 8 in the last 2. As for Madison, just 2 goals in their last 4 games. Whistle goes and we're underway. We're 90 minutes from a potential Players' Shield and from a playoff berth. We'll see what happens across the course of this one for Breese Stevens Field. I'm Jack Edwards. Absolutely delighted to bring you this one. Obviously the season series tilting in the way of Madison so far. It's the only team that Omaha has not beaten, as it's an early foray forward. It hits the back of Christian Cheney's leg and spins away. See the top left of your screen as Dion Akoff carries it forward. Win for Madison clinches a playoff spot. They're eliminated though with a loss or a draw, and Tormenta picking up the 3 points. And on the flip side for Omaha, they get a first round bye with at least a draw. A win sees them go top and be the Players' Shield. Look at that, Players' Shield with a win here today. Lofted forward. Akoff thought about sprinting forward. In the end, Dos Santos closest, but Kroll will watch it out of play. Madison hitting a tough vein of form at the wrong time. They've slipped in their position, just 1 win in 10, and has allowed things to open up. On the flip side for Omaha, they're 13 unbeaten. They've been in a fantastic run here. Noe Meza into the box. It's hooked away, kept away from a corner. It's going to be a throw deep inside the attacking half for Omaha. Mitch Osmond, the captain, keeping that one alive. One of the keys we mentioned was set pieces, and that's a big part of it, is don't let up a corner, force it to be a throw. They still can toss one long if they wish, but definitely an inferior option to the corner kick. Tossed short. Akoff with the weak foot. Shipman claims he can pick his head up and try and go long or roll it out short. Bernd Shipman, his 32nd start in between the sticks for Madison. 12 clean sheets on the year. Second in the league. He was surpassed by Lalo Delgado after his side won 2-0 when these teams met last weekend in Windsor, Colorado. Dolabella, his pass rolls out. Flicked on Nazim Bartman. He has Gebhard making a run into the box. Bartman, his pass blocked. Repelled away, spins out for a throw-in. It's been an interesting bit of rotation for Madison. They moved Jaden Onan out of the starting 11 last game. And he's out of the squad entirely for this one. He's not an option. 3 goals, 6 assists that he's brought, but he will not be available here for this last one of the season. Wheeler Munu offering the choice. Payne. Osmond. Hooked forward. Brought down and shot over the goal. Rashid Nuhu appealing for an offsides, but nothing was given. That shot going over his goal. It'll be a goal kick. It was well controlled, though, by Aiden Macias. We'll see it again as Martinez just tries to hook it forward quickly with the second touch. Did well to get some space for himself with the chest control, but his shot hooked over the bar. Alexi Swahi. Gebhard takes over. Here's Luis Heel, outside of the foot, finds Akoff on the overlap on the right-hand side. One-on-one with Kroll to the byline, stands it up, headed away. Mitch Osmond. That one taking an unfortunate bounce off a fan by the concessions. A great crowd here for the final home match of 2023 for the Mingos, trying to propel their side into the playoffs. They know it's been a tough run of form, but they're just 1 win away from getting there for the second time in franchise history and the first time since 2019. Luis Heel, the first corner kick of the match. Whipped into the box. A man goes down the header across. It'll spin towards Heel. Appeals from both sides on where it's going to end up. It'll be another corner kick. Luis Heel, slightly blocked by the fans streaming in here in the opening moments. Heel, second try, headed away. Tall header by Cheney. Akoff gets it out of his feet. Curled back in. Appeals for a handball, waved away by our head official. We'll get another look at that if we can. Meza, a bit of a heavy touch, but he holds it off. From distance, it bounces, and Shipman able to gratefully catch that one. An early appeal for a penalty for Omaha, waved away. Official Rashawn Clark did not feel that one rose to the level of being an option from the spot. Brotherton invited the press and evaded it. Spraying this one forward. Cheney trying to get there. He'll get on the end of it, scoops it in, and that shot's just wide. Cheney, a one-man bulldozer, finds Bartman, and he has a tight angle, can't shape it towards goal. Let's see it again. This one just fired across the field, and you see Cheney, an absolute monster, a tough physical presence to go up against, and he does very well to keep that alive. And Bartman trying to score from a really, really acute angle. Some Omaha fans made the trip. They want to see their side finish top of the league, get a first-round bye. They would love to not watch their team play next weekend. For Madison, they would love to see something happen next weekend. It would be on the road to the third-place side. There is a possibility that it's a rematch between these teams, but in Papillion, Nebraska at Werner Park, you see Stephen Payne operating in his right back position, offering the press. That's kicked off the chest of Cheney, and it'll be a throw again. Shaft Brewer Jr. Dos Santos, a clever ball. Meza gets to it, slides it over. Dos Santos continues his run into the box. A great opportunity, blocked by Shipman and cooked away. What a chance early on for Steven Dos Santos. He did really well to get into the spot. His shot, though, quite central, and in the end stopped by Shipman. His touch was taking him away from goal. Would have been a tough one to finish as another throw given for Omaha. Trying to keep the pressure up in these early moments. That was mentioned as a key, and the intensity from the offing. We've seen that so far. The best chance of the game swinging their way. A pair of corners as well, and just a lot of possession in the attacking third. As I say that, though, they turn it over, and Macias can hook it away. Gebhard. His pass only finds Milanese. Swahi. Inese. Center backs playing between themselves. JP Skeers dropping between them to offer a passing option, but Swahi will go for the long one. It's dropped in brilliantly. Akoff into the 18, and it's knocked away with the left. Goes out for a throw. Akoff. Gebhard. Skeers plays it back. Swahi. Here's Brewer. Payne out to press, trying to beat him with pace, and he's going to drop his shoulder. A big sliding challenge. Had to be right on time, and Mitch Osmond got over, made the challenge. Cleanly done by the captain. Stopped the run of Brewer. It's been some great possession from Omaha early here. Nearing on 70% in these opening just about 9 minutes. From distance, shots blocked. Might spin for Cheney. He's got a forward who will always be sniffing around, chasing down loose balls, trying to get on the end of something and just try and create something out of nothing. On that occasion, couldn't create something. It's with Omaha and Dion Akoff. Skeers. Good pass between the lines, but it will spin. Dolabella will get there. And the 9 will take it off the 9. Dolabella winning it for the Owls. Meza, great first touch. He's met by his opposite number, Martinez. He'll foul him in the end, will he? Yes, he will. Referee blows his whistle. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. You can see Noe Meza, 12 goals in the year, tied with Steven Dos Santos, who was on the press there. Dos Santos has stepped up in a big way these last couple weeks. A hat trick 2 matches ago, scoring once last game. That hat trick against Charlotte. Match was 1-1 when he began his scoring in that one, as Wheeler Munu evades the press. Lagos Kunga, the man trying to win it off of him. He's got 2 consecutive starts, Kunga does. And it's no question why. He was brought in the 11 to rest Joe Gallardo, but he scored a goal and had an assist, both of those his first for Omaha after being acquired back in late August. And he's been able to keep his spot, as many players will do if they have a goal and assist in a match. Krull, a lot of press high up from Omaha. Macias, Kunga holds him off. Macias, a big challenge by Akoff. That will be a foul. And there may be an appeal from Macias for it to be more, and Dion Akoff going to quickly get away from the scene of the crime and hope that nothing else is added to it. Let's see it again, though. Skipping past a few, and the end Akoff ended his run. No booking for Dion Akoff, but a stern talking to. He may be on his last warning already with his first foul. Next foul might lead to a yellow card for the right back. It was an important challenge. It leads to a free kick in a much less dangerous position. Still, they have a Citro Martinez who can try and serve one forward. A very high line for the Owls. We have the whistle. Martinez will go short. They're going to try and shift the point of attack. Payne, he's going to clip this one. Headed across frame. Macias gets there first. They have to be careful. They were. Luis Heel put a good foot in, knocks it out. First corner kick of the match for the hosts. Big chance to try and offer some threat and some support in this one for Madison. They can be dangerous from the set pieces. It's a UW Health Sports Medicine corner kick. Martinez, he went short with the free kick. He served this one into the 18. He'll go short as well again. He'll find Payne. Again, he'll clip it up. Nuhu doesn't claim, it's still alive. Osman gets it out of his feet, and it's blocked. An important intervention. It'll be a corner. We'll do it again from the other side. Mitch Osman not on his preferred right foot. It was important, though, whether it was a defender or Nuhu. They did enough to keep it away, Omaha did. Let's see it again. Twice now they've shifted it from the set piece. Clean from Cheney going for that one. Did well to avoid Akoff. It looks like Nuhu got something to it. Bartman to Martinez. They whip one in, but it's scraped away, not fully dealt with. Cheney. It's blocked. Macias. Martinez. He's going to try and just hook one up. Cheney dropping very deep from his striking position. He'll play it back. Wheeler Amuno. Kroll. Trying to find Osman, who has stayed forward. Martinez feeling the effects of a challenge. The referee, well, I don't think he's calling a foul. He wants a moment for Martinez to be able to collect himself. It was coming together between him and Lagos Kunga. And Martinez feeling the effects of this one. We can see it again. Swahi just knocking it upfield. Just been coming together between the two of them, but looked clean enough. Back to his feet, moving around comfortably enough is Isidro Martinez, making his 21st start of the campaign. Heel. Meza, Dolabella, his pass blocked, spins up high. Meza climbs for it. Important intervention from Brotherton. Kunga. Nice bit of footwork. Kunga still with it into the box. Low, saved by Shipman. Didn't know a ton about it. Was looking which ways to see where it was going to spin, but it spun out for a corner kick. Lagos Kunga, great first step from him. Powerful left-footed efforts. Just burst of speed into the box. He's tough to stay in front of. You saw Bernd Shipman looking to his left in fear, and his heart went back into his chest when that one spun out for a corner kick. They still have this threat to deal with. Luis Heel, 9 assists on the year, second in the league. High, arcing, it's headed away. Akoff, first time, it's dangerous. Headed away, Cheney gets a foot to it. Bartman and Meza to challenge for it. Bartman with a slight push. Referee says no issue with that. Dolabella from distance. Shipman stays in front of it. Piling on the saves, Bernd Shipman is. Dolabella, his effort from outside the box, blocked there. He's got 5 goals, 5 assists on the season. Side that attack very proficiently, score a ton of goals. Got a number of players right up there in the goal scoring charts. Martinez, his pass taken away. Heel. There's the 1-2, trying to give it back to Meza, but Osman wins it. His pass to Bartman, a bit misplaced, and Dion Akoff can play to Skiers. Intercepted. One by Macias. Big challenge put in. Points at the ball, and they agree. It was clean enough by Skiers on Bartman. That's going to be a throw for Madison. Replay of this one. Does look like it's a very well-timed challenge from Skiers with his left foot, got the ball. Took out Bartman, got a lot of the man, but kept the studs down. Pretty textbook challenge from the experienced midfielder. Kroll. Gebhard. Lofted, aiming for Bartman. He's one-on-one with Akoff. Finds Gebhardt. He's at the byline, trying to drag it across. Important block by Swahi. Another corner kick. Derek Gebhardt liberated to play further up the field in his new role here. You see just attacking that one, trying to get to the byline. He assisted Cheney from a similar spot in the very first meeting between these sides. That one all the way back on March 26th. JP Skier's header in the 20th. Christian Cheney strike with his right in the 55th. They made that one a 1-1 draw. Martinez, he's gonna stand this one up. Cheney with the header. Hooked away. It's been a clear strategy from Madison in the opening minutes to try and have these more lofted set pieces and have a header across goal, try and win the second balls. Payne trying to win it, but it rolls out. Well, don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Playoffs coming up rapidly, just 1 week away from those starting. See what ends up happening here. Just headed away by Martinez. Still no goals between the sides through 20 minutes. And as things stand, through 20 in North Carolina and in Charlotte and in Greenville, no goals elsewhere there. They've all been sucked up by Richmond. It's a 3-3 match between them and Fuego. That one just past the hour mark, a bit further ahead than our sides here. Forward faithful, a great crowd, as always, brought out by Forward Madison. And it's their last opportunity to see the team at home. I would love, though, for them to be able to catapult themselves into the playoffs. The run of form has not been strong the last few weeks. They've put themselves into a race that, we'll get back to that in a moment. One back high up the field, Luis Heel. Mesa in the box. Payne has to be careful. He's forced out. Back to Heel. Steps past Osmond outside of the foot. Headed away by Brotherton. Wheeler Amunu can knock it forward. Swahi going back to Nuhu. He's forced off his line. And he's very calm under the pressure. Swahi trying to find Akoff, but it'll roll through. That pass by Brotherton went out of play, or Kroll rather. It'll be a throw for Omaha. Goal and 3 assists for Akoff. He's a constant threat on the right wing, bombing forward on the overlapping option from right back, and here he is with it. Earns another throw for his side. Temperatures in the high 50s, low 40s in Madison here tonight. See players bring out the gloves and the sleeves. It's probably very similar attire to what they wore back in the very first match of the season. That one, really cold conditions in Nebraska. Kind of bookending the year, both playing against each other, the bitter rivals. Both matches quite cold. They met in May, back on May 27th. That one also in Omaha. That was a 2-1 win in favor of Madison. Christian Cheney has scored in both of these meetings between these sides up to this point, but he hasn't scored since late August. Headed down in the box. The low shot is blocked. That's a dangerous header. They got away with it. Shipman collects. Wheeler Amunu, though, playing with fire. Meza almost on hand to capitalize. Direction of Cheney. That'll be important for Madison if they can try and feed Cheney, get him opportunities to get a full head of steam running towards the defense, running over the top, striding forward. A great pass between the lines. Heel, back to Akoff. Kunga, Lagos Kunga. Was he fouled? He was. Not the largest amount of contact ever, but Martinez had to cross his dribble and was dinged for the foul. They could toss some numbers forward and try a set piece here. We'll see what Omaha does with it. We'll see the foul that precedes it. Kunga gets past Martinez, just kind of comes across him. Not the biggest foul in existence, but certainly impeding his opponent. Martinez was, and the referee deciding that felt that was warranting of a free kick. Marco Milanese is the man who is over it. There are 7 Owls on the edge of the 18 to aim for. Milanese is headed away and hooked away by Martinez. Akoff stands it up. It's headed away by Kroll. Not fully dealt with. From distance, just wide. Omaha are picking up these loose balls quite well, keeping things alive. That one from Dolabella just put wide. Let's see again. Top of the box, he's dangerous from there. Marksman, he can put one on target, and Shipman was fortunate. That one was put just wide of the goal. Osmond. Gebhard, back to Osmond. Wheeler Munu's pass blocked away. Cheney brings it down. Macias trying to find Gebhard. Akoff gets across him. Gebhard will keep the press up. Kunga trying to get past Kroll. He will do that successfully. A nutmeg. A powerful dribble, but on the support, Wheeler Munu able to help his side win it back. What a pickup Lagos Kunga was. Finished up his year with the Des Moines Menace in USL League Two. He was available towards the later end of the season. Got him in late August, and he's come in. 5 sub appearances. They made his first start last match. Scored once, assisted once on the road at Tormenta. And off the back of that, earned a second consecutive start. Not an easy task to keep Joe Gallardo on the bench, but he's an excellent option from that spot. He was unused as a sub last game, able to get a full rest after playing in the midweek. Here's Gebhard. Bartman wanted it. He'll play it to Cheney, who brings it into his control. Martinez. Payne. Wheeler Munu making the run. He'll keep it ticking along the back line. Gebhard. Brewer's going to leave that. Was hopeful that it would spin out. In the end, his pass forward, taken over by Wheeler Amunu. Kroll aiming for Payne. Payne trying the first time pass to Bartman, but they were on different wavelengths. A chance to break, but Osmond able to step up. A bump in the back. And a throw for Madison. Martinez. Brewer. Skiers back to him. The game settling in after a bit of a open and crazy first few moments when the match was quite open. Both sides settling in, a bit more of a defensive structure, a bit more concrete passing moves from the back. There's Rashid Nuhu. Brotherton down for Martinez. Macias. All the way forward, Nuhu collects. Here is your current playoff bracket as things stand. Omaha, North Carolina, the top sides will get a bye. It'll be a match against the Hailstorm for Madison as things stand next weekend. It'll be a tough one on the road. Now on a repeat of one that we had just last weekend. This one's lofted forward. The flag will go up on Steven Dos Santos. He cannot continue his run. It was 2-0 that Northern Colorado won last weekend when they played in Windsor. So they would have a chance to avenge that. Madison would. There really is no easy side to get, quote unquote, in that number 3 matchup, whether it's North Carolina, whether it's Omaha, whether it's Northern Colorado. All three of them very strong in their own right. Could be a situation where all three have over 60 points. It's been great years for the three of them, but one of them will be forced to play an extra match if they want to make a run, try and win a USL League One title. Obviously, a few more matches played this year in comparison to years past, but no side had ever broken the 60-point barrier. And already Omaha are at 62 entering today, North Carolina at 60 entering today, and Northern Colorado, if any other year, would have been the top side with 59. But they've been, I guess, unfortunate, or maybe you could say they've been pushed to a higher level by those other sides. Their 59 points currently has them in 3rd place. Osmond pressed by Dos Santos. Shipman hooks it forward. Kroll pokes it to Gebhard. He holds off Akoff. Brotherton aims for Kroll. He has Gebhard with him, but he'll move it back. Gebhard back to Kroll. Nice bit of nifty footwork. The pass from Martinez just ahead of him. Meza can pick up. His pass blocked, but it'll spin back for him. Brewer. Dolabella. Martinez picks it up. Advantage is being played, but it'll be pulled back. It's a foul. Martinez was knocked down as he kicked that one. The referee can offer a free kick for Madison. Martinez been in the center of things for Madison, getting into challenges combatively. Steven Dos Santos just saying may have been just a shoulder to shoulder. We can get another chance to look at that one, give our second take on it. Martinez eyeing a pass forward. Definitely a foul from Dos Santos coming through him from behind. A slight height discrepancy as well. Dos Santos, a very big forward. Martinez It's taken off. Brewer does well to win it back. Heel finds him. Meza back to Brewer. Nuhu. Numbers committed forward from Madison in the press. They're going to try and go long. Dos Santos, great hold up to knock it down. Meza, some white shirts moving forward with some speed. Kunga, he wants it. He's in some space. Lagos Kunga in the box, trying to generate some space. He finds Meza. Dos Santos is an option, and he goes over everything. Good last-ditch defending by Madison, but some solid progression from Omaha. Second chance to look at this one. Lagos Kunga does well to try and just find the open man in the box. Dos Santos broke off into some space, but would have been tough for Meza to find him. His shot went over everything. Well, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. It's free to play. Download now. Just to give you a slight score update from across the country, there are currently 5 USL League One matches ongoing. That one's knocked forward. And in them, there are combined 8 goals scored. 7 of them are between Richmond and Central Valley Fuego, where Fuego are currently up 4 goals to 3. The only other goal is for North Carolina. They're up 1 goal to 0 over Knoxville. Gustavo Fernandez, the man who has scored that one. That means currently North Carolina leapfrogging. If results were to hold, it'd be North Carolina 1, Union Omaha 2, Northern Colorado 3. Martinez. Crow. You can see that right there. North Carolina, Omaha. Trying to maintain their spots. That'll be a yellow card produced. Lagos Kunga, the first one to enter the referee's pocket. That foul will lead to him catching the referee's ire. And that yellow card going his way. Yellow card there brought to you by Dairyland Insurance. And he was kicking the ball, rather. Obviously, he was not the man who committed the foul, but just the small kick of the ball there. Referee making a point to try and stamp that out, avoid that becoming a trend moving forward. Still no goals between Charlotte and Tormenta. That means it's as you were. 6-7 is still Madison, Tormenta, but it's just 1 goal for Tormenta away from flip-flopping things around. And Madison seeing themselves in need of a goal. Nuhu, it'll go all the way back to him. You can definitely tell, just on the score lines alone. Richmond, Fuego, both sides, second bottom and bottom. Nothing to play for except for just a bit of positive momentum into 2024. Contracts. Playing with nothing to lose, and there's got 3 goals for Richmond, 4 for Fuego. Every other game, it's playoff seeding, incredibly important, really cagey so far. Dos Santos checks it back. You can just tell this one, neither side want to fully open up and commit themselves. They'll put themselves at risk of exposing themselves defensively. Skiers wants Akoff close, trying to flick one around the corner for Kunga. He will get there. Lagos Kunga. Oh, Akoff trying a really clever pass. Just couldn't quite pull it off. That one by Osmond, knocked out of play. Throw for Omaha. Over everybody, out for a goal kick. There will definitely be a few Mingo fans in attendance who have got the stream up for Charlotte and Tormenta, or maybe just the score simply up. Trying to keep tabs on what's happening in Charlotte. Osmond goes long, headed away. Big towering header. Gebhardt is feeling his face, and referee going to stop things. A head collision Going to lead to him wanting to take a moment to catch things and slow things down. Not a foul in the midfield against Omaha, but definitely a big coming together and for player safety. Gebhard will get an opportunity to be tended to. And we can see again the collision that led to this. This one's spinning and may have been caught with an errant elbow from Pedro Dolabella. Definitely didn't look intentional, was more or less just in the natural range of motion. But you saw Cheney making the point, tapping his elbow, saying it wasn't particularly pretty looking. Would have certainly been very harsh on Dolabella. But Gebhard, he's feeling the effects for sure. You can see Matt Glazer with his players trying to bark out instructions. The bracket there. Charlotte hosting Greenville. Northern Colorado hosting Madison. And Madison, they clinch a spot in the playoffs with a win. Omaha clinched top spot in the Players' Shield with a win. The first round bye is important. Talking to Dominic Casciato ahead of this one, just mentioned that, you know, obviously the playoffs come after this, but the best side typically wins the league. Really can't fake being great across a 32-match campaign. And Omaha have been flat out great. 13 games unbeaten entering this one. They had just 3 wins in the first 13 games under Casciato. That was from March till June. Then from July till now, 15 wins across 18 games. Incredible run of form. And they're on 13 unbeaten right now. Their last loss coming all the way back at Lexington. It was 3-0 on July 22nd. You see again the importance for Madison. They'll feel frustrated that they've been roped into a last day playoff implication situation. But if they have the results hold here and Tormenta take a lead, you see Gebhard making the point about the elbow with the 4th official. He's back moving around and looks to have been cleared to be able to return in a moment, which is great to see for his health. One of the more electric players in this league. One of our most sizable stoppages of the match so far. Might lead to a few moments of stoppage time to come, but we've got about 5 minutes until we get to that point. It's Payne goes back to Osmond, and Dos Santos wants to make life uncomfortable for Shipman, but he'll take it first time. Cheney, great control off the chest, and he's got it into his control. That's a challenge in the midfield. That will be a foul, and that will be a yellow card. Skierce becomes the second owl in the referee's pocket. He's got to be careful. Part of that midfield pivot, constantly brought into challenges. He'll have to be extra careful going forward to avoid his side falling down a man. Let's see it again. Definitely a bit late. Bit of a painful one for Cheney. He pulled his foot out just at the right time to avoid the full brunt of it. But Skierce brings him down regardless, and he is booked. Him and Kunga, the 2 players for Omaha who have been given a yellow card. Akoff heads it out. Kroll. Bit of an errant pass. Brewer. One for Mays at a chase. Osmond gets there first, back to Shipman. Cheney nods that one down. Limited supply for the forwards from both sides. Dos Santos, Cheney, Bartman. Gebhard really kind of just kept out of the game in large parts. Gebhard playing in the left-hand side of this midfield 4 for Madison currently. So not quite a forward, but you imagine the players that you'd most want to get on the ball in and around the 18-yard box. Neither side has been able to get a ton going, stymied by the defensive prowess of both teams. That one's too tall. Throw for Madison. Cheney, he's got it. There were appeals for a foul, but not answered. Slides it. Wheeler Amunu, a good first touch. His pass to Gebhard too strong for him. Kroll can stand it up to the back post. Brewer gets an important head to it. Payne. Martinez lofts it. And Nuhu off his line alert. He collects. Fans want to see a goal in this one. Whole season can come down to just one moment, good or bad, for either side. Omaha a chance to be the first side to earn the Players' Shield on 2 occasions. Won it back in 2021. Went on to win the whole thing. We'll see if they can do it for a second time here in 2023. You can see Macias wanting the ball. He's in a lot of space, but he wasn't able to be found. Wheeler Amunu taken away from him, and that's a foul. Too strong on his challenge. Referee doesn't appear to be reaching for his pocket, and that is probably the biggest commentator's curse ever, as Wheeler Amunu does get booked right there. First Madison player to be booked. Joins Skierce and Kunga in the pocket. It looks similar to the one that Skierce was booked for. We can see it again, try and see how it holds up. Definitely very similar, where just the challenge was a hair late. The contact was a bit unfortunate. He's making his case, but falling on deaf ears. He's already been booked by our head referee, Sean Clark. Under 30 seconds. And I feel like compelled to inform you that it is currently 4 goals for Richmond, 5 goals for Fuego. That is not even in stoppage time yet. Lofted forward. The header falls down. Coming together between the two. Nese had to step up and win it. Brewer. Foot race. Macias gets a foot in, knocks it out. 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Stoppage time brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. To me, that's the only explanation for it. The 9 goals in the Richmond Fuego game, second most all time. Just an absolutely great way for those sides to end the year. Fuego could try and end it on a win. This would be a great way to bounce themselves into a new campaign, a new coach, a new era out west. We'll see if it gets to 5-5, though. That'd be a kind of really thrilling way for that to end. Only 1 goal still in the other 4 games that are going on currently for the sides currently in and around playoff contention. Heel, really tight work. Kicks it off his opponent. It's a throw. 0-0 here. 0-0 between Greenville and Lexington. 0-0 between Charlotte and Tormenta. And 1-0 for North Carolina over Knoxville. Brotherton gets his head to it. It's a corner kick. Might be one of our last moments of this first half. Luis Heel. In the dying moments of our first half, it stood up, headed across. Martinez has to be careful. Heel, a great touch, can scoop it up. There's appeals from Dos Santos in the box. They want a penalty. Kroll is down. There was a big coming together. Kroll is feeling the effects of the challenge there in the box, trying to work out what happened here against Charlotte. Dos Santos won a penalty in a very similar spot, just coming together in the box. Let's see it here. It's actually Payne who may have bumped into Dos Santos, who completely wiped out Kroll. Took a really hard fall. So no penalty, obviously. That would have been the biggest call to make, but nothing given there. Kroll back to his feet. Great to see after taking a really hard and dangerous fall. Added time in added time. Shipman puts it forward, and that will do it for our first 45 minutes. Probably a predictable, cagey affair between these two teams. Neither want to open up too much. Afraid what could happen if they fall to defeat Madison. As things stand, they're in the playoff spots, but it takes just one goal for Tormenta in Charlotte, and they could be bumped out. We'll see what happens from the two sides and their mentalities entering the second half in this one. But as things stand, no goals to separate either side after 45 minutes. Some great halftime content to come for you. We'll have that in just a moment. But at the break, it's Madison 0, Omaha 0. Back in a moment.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person, with new vehicles arriving every day. Your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Tonight's Dental Health Associates fans of the game are the Forward faithful. Forward Madison appreciates your continued support this season and thanks you for going full Mingo. It is halftime presented by Just Coffee Co-op between Forward Madison and Union Omaha in the final game of the 2023 regular season. Mark Schoenster has some of the best moments of the regular season as we gear up for the playoffs that start next week.
It's only natural that we go back and hit the big talking points from across the season. Starting March 18th, we saw the debut of our two new clubs this season in a rivalry opener between them. We were treated to an exciting 2-1 victory in front of an energized home crowd as one Knoxville and Lexington SC were immediately introduced to the chaos and competitive nature of this wonderful league. It would be a familiar face, though, in League One that secured the win. Jake Keegan getting it done. But in the end of the day, though, both teams would show their quality in this game and prove that they would belong in this league throughout the entirety of the season. So, welcome additions to USL League One, Lexington and Knoxville. Now let's talk records. Never before had a USL League One player scored 4 goals in a single match, but that changed on June 21st. You'd think it'd be the likes of Emiliano Terzaghi, Keziah Sterling, or maybe even Trevor Ammon. But it's instead the rookie Liam McKinnon, who not only accomplishes this feat, but also scores the fastest hat trick in league history, tallying 3 goals by the 22nd minute. It was a 13-minute window in which he superbly gashed the net with his clean finishes time and time again. What an accomplishment for him. Now, the next topic of conversation is less of a statistical feat, but a much more important and inspiring accomplishment. After being diagnosed with testicular cancer, Irvin Parra, a USL scoring savant, not only overcame this massive challenge, but returned to the soccer pitch this season. It cannot be overstated how awesome this guy is for the fight and determination that he has demonstrated this year. So congratulations to him, his family, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, we're all in awe at this absolute warrior of a player. It was just a fantastic evening when he was able to cross that line and get back up onto the pitch. And boy, does he have some impressive teammates. We all saw the potential of Trevor Ammon last season, but even then, this is a meteoric rise that still surpassed all expectations, both outside and within the building. Trevor has become a pinpoint finisher, racking up goal after goal, easily cruising by Terzaghis previous single-season record of 18, with 23 goals going into the final week of the regular season. What a year for Trevor and this hailstorm attack. They've been kicking on all cylinders. Arthur Rogers has a little bit to thank for it, but it also hasn't just been the year of the striker. The year of the goalkeeper has also arisen. Austin Pack of Charlotte has done the complete opposite, which is denying more goals than any other keeper has in a single season. Akira Fitzgerald previously held the mark with 106 saves in a year, but Pack has now punched, deflected, bodied, rejected, etc. 115 shots and counting coming into decision day. He got out to a hot start early in the season and never looked back in that category, carrying a nearly 30-save lead over second place in the saves category going into the final weekend. Now, individual accomplishments are great, but nothing feels better than when the team is winning, and that's practically all Union Omaha has done in the second half of the season, dismantling Lansing's record 6-game win streak with a 10-game streak of their own. They still haven't lost a game since doing that. 13 games unbeaten going into week 31, and due to that run, they now have 62 points, a number no other League One team has ever reached. The craziest part about all of it is they still haven't clinched the Players' Shield going into the final match. But it is 4 years and 4 trips to the playoffs for these Owls, a number that can only be bested by the Greenville Triumph. The league has been around for 5 years, and every year, John Harkes and his players have been good enough for postseason play. So congrats to them. Congrats to all the previously mentioned teams and players. It's been fun recapping this year, but it's not over. More fun this season to come and more content to come on the other side of this break. We'll step aside. Now this from the USL.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Halftime here. Some news and notes from across USL League One. Atez Diouf, the player of the month, second highest scoring season by a Senegalese player in modern American pro soccer history. Been a great year for the Truth. Ayman Zayed being the coach of the month. Former League One forward, fourth coach to earn the honor twice in a single season. Been a great year for Northern Colorado. And Lexington announcing a plan to build a 5,000-seat soccer-specific stadium. Completion targeted for August of 2024. Could see them playing in that next year in USL League One. Can't wait to see that stadium out there. Well, Omaha, 5 players headlined by Steven Dos Santos, who had 4 goals across 2 games. Just a great showing for them. When you score 8 goals in 2 matches, you have a great chance to get some players show up. Will Palmquist, as well as Neil Vinyals, also showing up for Richmond after they broke the hearts of one Knox. So on our scoreboard across the country, I mean, all the goals have been hogged by that top left corner. Richmond losing 4-5 to Fuego. Just an absolutely insane game there. North Carolina currently up 1-0. They're going to be the side who finish top of the league if results hold. Still 0-0 between the Independents and Tormented, with Northern Colorado and Chattanooga to kick off later today. Those scores presented by Dairyland Insurance. And our bracket entering the USL League One playoffs coming up. We can see it here. The 3, Northern Colorado. The 6, forward Madison. North Carolina currently the one who would face the winner of the Independence and Greenville. We'll see how that all plays out, but it's going to be great coming up in the next few moments on ESPN Plus, all the way to the final on November 5th on ESPN2. Back in a moment with some second half content on the other side of this break.
Getting the exact vehicle you want is easy at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton. Come in and sit down with one of our sales professionals and build the Volkswagen you want. Pick all the features, order it, and then sit back and relax, knowing you're getting your dream vehicle. The best things in life are worth waiting for after all. Check out our selection online or in person. With new vehicles arriving every day, your perfect Volkswagen could already be waiting for you at Zimbrick Volkswagen of Middleton.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
You can't have the 4th of July without fireworks. They go hand in hand like hammocks and sunshine, like sprinklers and laughter, like backyards and barbecues. And so, we at Festival Foods remain committed to bringing Wisconsin as many fireworks shows as possible. We'll light up the night sky like we always have, since 1991. Happy birthday, America! Visit festivalfoodsfireworks.com for a show near you. Festival Foods, we are Wisconsin.
The 16U boys Capital East Maroon are tonight's Unity Point Health Meritor Youth Soccer Spotlight of the night. Thank you, Madison area youth soccer clubs, for your continued support. Welcome back to Breese Stevens Fields on ESPN Plus and TW Madison. 0-0 between Madison and Omaha after our first 45 minutes. We can see our highlights towards the back end of our first half, brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. And these highlights brought to you by Just Coffee Co-op. Probably the best chance of the game came early for Steven Dos Santos. Couldn't quite get his shot in a dangerous spot for Burnt Shipman. Went quite central on the keeper, and he was able to stay in front of it and knock that one away. There were some set-piece threats that were posed by Madison, trying this one, shifting it to Payne, who would loft it into the box. This one sits up really kindly for Mitch Osmond. He just can't quite get it through a sea of white shirts, and it was the red shirt in Nuhu, the man who got the block in the end. We can see it again. They like to just shift it over to Payne and have him just try and stand one up. It worked to great effect here. Cheney making life hard for Nuhu, but he rectified what could have been classified as an error by staying in front of Osman's left-footed shot. Here now with some more opportunities. Lagos Kunga, just an incredible burst of speed from him, able to be kept out. An awkward bit of spin on that one for Shipman, but it spun away from the goal. Kunga trying to get 2 consecutive goals in back-to-back games, but stopped by Shipman, who made a few saves in that first half. Our first half stats at halftime brought to you by Rhyme. You can see the 4 shots on target for Omaha and 9 shots as well. Possession slightly in favor of the Mingos, but they haven't been able to translate it into threatening moments in the final third. We'll see if either side can try and break through, because as things stand, North Carolina passing Omaha, but tentatively on a knife's edge. Madison currently sitting in 6th place, just above the playoff line. Nazim Bartman moving out of the center circle for Madison, and moves right back in. Swapped out for Macias, trying to keep me on my toes. We'll see, no changes for either side. We'll see how this match ends up panning out, but certainly going to be fascinating to see what happens going forward. Back here, second half, 45 minutes left at Breese Stevens Field in 2023. Can either the Mingos or the Owls find a goal to put themselves into getting their goals on Judgment Day? You can see the records in the top left of your screen as Brotherton shows off some composure and Osman plays it all the way back to Shipman. I'm Jack Edwards here with you. Just an absolute delight to present this one on the final day of the regular season. Playoffs, the quarterfinals coming next weekend, the weekend after the semifinals, and November 5th, the final of the 2023 USL League One season. Madison a win away from qualifying for the playoffs. They could be eliminated if a goal happens in Tormenta and our current result holds, as Macias drives it forward. Gebhardt, his cross is blocked, and Skiers puts a foot through it and knocks it away. On the Omaha side, they're trying to get to top of the table. They clinch the Players' Shield with a win. It'll be the second time they have earned that honor. 2021, they finished top of the league as well. It took them 51 points. Currently sitting on 63 points. Few matches more played this year than they did back in 2021, but just been an incredible run for them. Basically from July onward, it's been the best side in the league. We'll see if that results in them being crowned the league champion of the regular season. It's clipped in. Cheney gets a foot to it. Almost sat up for Payne. There are appeals for handball from Payne, but they're not answered. We'll see if we can get a chance to look at that one again, but out of nowhere, a solid opportunity for Madison, trying to just knock it into the box. We'll see it again as Bartman just scooped it up. Cheney just knocking it down. That may have hit the hand of Brewer. Couldn't quite tell from that angle. Really hard to tell if it hit his hand or whether it just kind of came down in a way that looked like it hit his hand, but the referee making the all-important judgment that it was not a handball. Krull on the overlap. Keeps it in play. Cheney at the near post. It sits up. Oh, a golden chance for Andrew Wheeler-Amunu. Came at him quickly, and his shot just wide. We can see it again. Gebhardt to Krull. Puts it into the box, and again, Cheney involved. That one just put over. Wheeler-Amunu put himself in the perfect spot to attack it, and it was just inches away. Dos Santos the header. Well done by Meza to kick it off Osman. It's going to be a throw. The referee making a quick word with Osman that he doesn't want him kicking the ball away. Dos Santos is pointing to when Lagos Kunga kicked the ball away and was booked, and Kunga's making that exact same point, but Osman will avoid the yellow card. It's left by Dos Santos. Meza. No nonsense by Brotherton. Just knocks it away. A great home showing for the forward faithful in Madison. It's their final chance to see the side at home. We'll have to wait all the way until early 2024 when the new season for the USL League One gets back up and running in 2024. Crazy that it's Judgment Day and the final day of the regular season. It feels like it's flown by in a lot of ways. Just to update you on what happened elsewhere on those final results mentioned during halftime, but a win for Fuego to close out the regular season. 5-4 over Richmond. That one, an absolute goal fest. You can see that top right of your screen. Second most goals in a match all time. They got their money's worth in Richmond for sure. Important matches elsewhere for these sides. North Carolina, they're a goal up on Knoxville still after their first half goal. No goals between the Independents and Tormenta. We'll get you up-to-date details on if anything changes in that one. I believe that Charlotte has just scored. As we said, that'd be a massive goal for Madison. Put them in a spot where they're pretty comfortable, knowing that it would take 2 goals for Tormenta to turn things around. But obviously, nothing locked down yet. They could try and spoil the fun of their rivals. Referee wants a moment, wants to pause and throw in from Crawl. There's a player down. Nazim Bartman was knocked down, challenging for a header a few moments ago. He's back to his feet. It's a Jake Dangler own goal as the Independents up 1-0 over Tormenta currently. So Madison's point is more than enough. Tormenta needs to turn that one around quickly in order to pull themselves back into the race. Still a lot of soccer to be played in Charlotte. Still a lot to be played here in Madison. Nice drop of the shoulder. It's going to spin for Bartman. His touch trying to corral the spin a bit too difficult. Meza stays with it. Into the 18. Meza wide of goal. He'll want that one back. It fell to him incredibly kindly, but he couldn't generate the space and generate the shot. Let's see it again. Just fights off Osmond. Gets it onto his left foot and just does not get his footing right. Not his preferred foot. Still, Madison would be wise to avoid allowing him to get into that spot. He's got 12 on the year. He is lethal from that range. Aiden Macias is feeling the effects a little bit here. Macias feeling the effects of a challenge. He'll need some tending to here. We'll see if he can continue playing in this one. Macias scored an absolutely brilliant goal in the first meeting, or the meeting in May, I should say, between these sides. Just weaving between opponents, the 14th minute. Bracket for you on your screen, bottom left. Currently winner of Northern Colorado. Madison will be taking on North Carolina. Charlotte Greenville taking on Omaha. Macias looks like the wind has been knocked out of him a little bit. We'll see if Matt Glazer wants to turn to his bench or if he'll keep the 23-year-old from England still on the field. Mauro Cicero, Jose Ramos, Timmy Mel, Pierre Da Silva, some of the players that he could turn to on the bench. No Jaden Onen. Top right of your screen, we'll cycle through some of the scores from around the country currently. Greenville and Lexington, no goals through 55 minutes in that one. North Carolina, their first half goal, still has them with the edge over Knoxville. Knoxville falling out of playoff contention quite recently. And obviously coming up, a big one, Northern Colorado taking on Chattanooga. Foul in the midfield. Skiers, he's on a yellow. He rose too high on Cheney, coming into him from behind. Second look at this one, brought to you by Dairyland. We'll see, just coming together, yeah. Kind of the right hand, always a bit of a risk when you kind of go over the top of your opponent like that. Use the arm a little bit. Skeers was on a yellow, so he has to be very careful that he doesn't accumulate too many additional fouls, catch the referee's attention, and catch the second yellow card of the day for him. Kept in play. Heel trying a clever flick. Cheney. Just a lot of strength shown there, but actually may have committed the foul. Looks like he caught Skeers in the face with his arm when he was trying to hold him off. The referee said that was illegal, and a free kick has been given. Quick word between our head referee, Sean Clark, and Christian Cheney. Macias back down on the ground. We'll see if he's able to keep going, or if he has to come off here. Looks like that's the universal symbol for sub, just the waving of the finger. Mitch Osmond in discussion with Matt Glazer. The goal entering today, obviously, to try and get into the playoffs by whatever means necessary. Currently, results are going their way elsewhere. Tormenta currently losing to Charlotte. We've also got the goal. Knoxville have drawn one back. Frank Ross has scored for Mark McKeever's side. So it's 1-1 between North Carolina and Knoxville, which would actually bump Omaha back into the first spot. Mauro Cicero will be the man to come on. So an interesting switch here. Not a great like-for-like swap in midfield, but the 5'8" midfield Macias coming off for the 6'5", more forward-thinking option, Mauro Cicero. Round of applause from the home crowd here as Macias comes off. Cicero entering. That substitution brought to you by Festival Foods. Cicero, a big physical presence. He'll match up very well with Dolabella and Skeers, both of them over 6 foot. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, you can hear live matches in the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Free kick heading the way of Madison. Cheney, don't want to say much more involved in the second half, but he's certainly gotten himself in and around things after being on the outside looking in for much of that first 45. Payne, the header. Dolabella gets ahead to it as well. Steaming in was Meza. Cicero gets ahead to it. Skeers, Wheeler Munu. Meza, clever touch with the chest and clever flick to Dos Santos. Hold up from the forward. Shuffles it out wide. Kunga. Heel. Great defending from Osmond just to hold off the opponent as he put a foot in to clear it. Brewer driving forward, clips it. Shipman catches it. He always gets his head up quick, tries to look at the long ball option, see if Christian Cheney's making a run, and if that passes on from the quick launch forward, but they'll go more slowly, building up from the back. Cheney to chase. Swahi gets ahead to it. Akoff. Great pass. Kunga. Dos Santos. Brotherton steps up. Cichero marked tightly. Heel takes it off of him. A lot of numbers forward. Meza, he's got some space around him. In the end, some poor touches for Omaha allow Madison to get some numbers behind the ball as Akoff hooks it up. Payne puts a foot through it. First time clearance from him. Dolabella heads it down. Cichero, he's first to it. Martinez. Cichero finds Payne in space. Payne, Wheeler-Amunu making the run. Well defended, really well defended by Milanese, and he kicks it off of Wheeler-Amunu. It's a throw for the visitors. First full pro season for Marco Milanese. Looking the part for Dominic Casciato's side as Payne climbs highest. Cichero, Martinez, so that's going to be a pause in the action. Head injury. Nazim Bartman, the man who is feeling his face with a bit of effect to it. See it again, there's a headed challenge here, and yeah, it looks like he just got his knocking of heads. Not fun for either party. Matt Glazer taking the opportunity to bark out some instructions. And importantly, you imagine there's a line from someone in the staff of Madison, as well as Omaha on the live results. And Tormenta pulled the goal back. It's 1-1 between the Independents and Tormenta. And that means that we're back to being on a knife's edge. If Tormenta can complete the comeback and take the lead against Charlotte, they would put themselves into the playoff spots at the expense of Madison. So what was needing a 2-goal swing has now been cut in half. South Georgia need just 1 goal. You can see that top right of your screen. It's 1-1. It's a really, really close run into the end of this season. Currently, though, both sides benefiting from 1-1 draws as they stand elsewhere. North Carolina, Knoxville, still 1-1, which means that as results stand, if everything stayed the exact same, Omaha would clinch the Players' Shield. This would be the bracket, and Madison would be, importantly, inside. Several pauses here. Looks like we probably will be in a spot where we will know more or less the results elsewhere. There may have even been a cut on the head of Nazim Bartman. Definitely contributing to the length of the stoppage. We'll see a Nazim Bartman come back onto the field. Blue shirt, blue tape on his head. Once he's tended to and ready to come back out on to the pitch. Cichero lofting it. Cheney gets ahead to it. They're currently down a man, but you can see Nazim Bartman. It will be very easy to identify him when he comes back out onto the field. It's just the Blue tape around his head. Meza, a lot of numbers forward. Kunga, good first touch. Scooping it. Dos Santos, it's in! A flowing move from Omaha, and they take the lead on the road. It's a goal. There was some question on did it cross the goal line, but it hit the top of the net, the roof of the net. Some question of offside as well, but you can see Dos Santos hold his run, and a really, really solid finish from Steven Dos Santos. Second assist of the year for Lagos Kunga, 13th goal of the season for Steven Dos Santos. A bit of a muted celebration. They were hopeful it would cross the line. It did indeed. He's got 5 goals in 3 games. And Omaha, as things stand, they're clinching the Players' Shield. They're making life very uncomfortable for Madison. We have to hope that the Independents can get the job done for them. Dos Santos with the foul. Martinez clips it forward. Cheney to chase. Swahi gets ahead to it. Did that go out of play? It will be a corner kick. You can see the reactions from the Omaha players, frustrated that it's led to an opportunity from the set piece. But Nazim Bartman freshly back out on the field after being tended to. It's a UW Health Sports Medicine corner kick. They've gone short with a lot of these, trying to find Payne to stand one up. There's a clump of options in the 18. They need a response. It's whipped in, headed away. Cheney gets there. Cheney on the turn. It's taken away from him. Luis Heel. Brewer. Chance on the break. Cheney, his tackle, just a hair behind, but it's cleared out. No nonsense by Payne. Omaha currently benefiting from a result elsewhere, but also dealing with it themselves. They knew it was in their hands today. Both teams had their goals for this weekend. On Judgment Day, it was in their hands. Out for a throw. Omaha prepping a sub. Joe Brito prepping to come into the game. And he'll have the opportunity to do so just now. You can see 8 on, 20 off. Brito on, Heel off. Luis Heel, 9 assists on the season. Not quite able to nail down massive influence in today's matchup. They'll hope that Brito can make a similar effect to what he did last match. Came on in the 70th minute, scored in the 81st minute. Made it his 5th goal of the campaign, part of a 4-0 routing of Tormenta. So Omaha really kind of having a massive influence on who's going to play in this 6th spot with the win. Obviously against Tormenta last time out. Now playing in this final match of the season. Currently set to take the points. Akoff. Kunga trying to slide it forward to the recent sub. Cichero. Massive coming together. Bartman leaving the effect felt on his opponents. That one's lofted back to Nuhu. A dangerous kind of lofted one to the keeper. Displays excellent composure. Swahi will give it back to Nuhu. Kunga, he'll get there. Meza was just behind him. He was making the run though. It was a dangerous pass. Great touch from Brewer. Meza's offsides. The play will catch up with him. Scoop to Dos Santos. He tries the header. I think he's pointing that he wanted it further ahead of him. But he's in a great vein of form. You trust him to try and do something dangerous with that shot. Fans trying to just be the 12th man to edge things over the line. As things stand though, Omaha, just the lion's share of opportunities. 12 shots to the 6 for Madison. Cichero steaming in. Brewer trying to challenge, but didn't quite get there. Cichero. Bartman. They got a bit of space to work with here. That one just behind Gebhard, but Kroll is there for support. Gebhard will recollect. Fired to Bartman. Trying to give it back. Turns it over. Noe Meza. Milanese. Gebhard got ahead to it, but actually took his teammate out of the play. Opportunity on the break. Osmond. It'll spin kindly. Meza. Kunga in the box just ahead of him. Osmond put a foot in to knock it away, but Dion Akoff recollects. Here's Brito. It's blocked. Goes right back to Joe Brito. Kunga. The 1-2. Comes out to be a goal kick in the end. Goes Kunga with the assist already today. A really dangerous winger. Great burst of speed, really strong left foot. He's been offered kind of more of a free-flowing role, going from left to right often. He got the assist from the left-hand side after playing much of the match as a right winger. Pierre Da Silva is prepping an entrance into the match as well for forward Madison. Hearing that he'll likely be coming on for Andrew Wheeler-Amunu. One up, Brito, fouled by Brotherton. Just the kind of foul you want to have that rather than the ball in open play, high up the field. Da Silva can come on now. Wheeler-Amunu. He had a great opportunity in the 47th minute, bounced to him. A tough one to try and take down and shoot. His shot the outside of his right foot going just over the bar. That one of the better opportunities of the match. Well, the USL League One playoffs, they're right here. And you can catch the action on ESPN Plus beginning October 20th. The season concludes with the USL League One final. That's on November 5th on ESPN2. Omaha, as things stand, they would host that final if they got that far. They'd have a bye into the semifinals. Would put them in a really positive position to try and see things out. On the free kick, Delgado goes, or excuse me, Shipman goes to claim. Meza just wide of goal. Shipman feeling the effects there, just couldn't quite go climb highest to get it. And Noe Meza, what a chance it was. Dragged just wide of the net. Not easy to go challenge that one against Steven Dos Santos, 6'4". Shipman himself, also 6'4". Both guys quite big. Bartman, he's offsides. Flag goes up. Nuhu goes long. Meza. Brito aiming for Dos Santos. Knocked away. A big time challenge there will result in a yellow card. Christian Chaney was late, and he'll enter the referee's pocket. Let's see it again. Yeah, you can just see Chaney was a step late. Maybe a bit of frustration in that tackle. Got to it second hand. That one will always result in a foul, at the very least, and very often yellow card, as it was here. Marco Milanese, the man who is down currently, it appears to be. It was a big time challenge between him and Chaney. Center back getting back to his feet. Moving back with a bit of a hobble. But he actually may move forward here. A free kick opportunity. Let's see the back of Dominic Casciato, his team. 15 minutes plus stoppage time away from clinching the Players' Shield in 2023. Shipman gets an important fist to it. It was an offsides call as well. Joe Gallardo can come into the game now for Union Omaha. Just him and Joe Brito, exceptional options from the bench for the Owls. He'll be coming on for Noe Meza. That's just from strength to strength. 12 goals for Meza, in and around things in today's match. He races with his head coach Dominic Casciato and comes on now. Does Joe Gallardo. Was an unused sub last game. He was given a rest after a big performance against Charlotte. He's got 5 goals and 4 assists on the campaign. He makes his 28th appearance of the season, with his team currently up 1-0. Bartman down. Finds Pierre da Silva. Payne. His pass is blocked. Martinez. Cichero. Pierre da Silva. Bartman whips it in. Knocked away. Chaney down. Cichero. That one was dangerous and is left by Nuhu, well left by him. Trying to slide it into Pierre da Silva. The subs nearly combining. Let's see it again. This had the makings of a really great move. Cichero got it top of the box and da Silva made a great run. Just couldn't quite be met by the pass. Dos Santos wins the header. Foul from behind though. Cichero knocked down. It's a free kick for Madison. Score still 1-1 between the Independents and Tormenta. So currently they're still in the playoffs, even with the defeat here. A really strong start to the campaign for forward Madison. So even if they fall to defeat today, it'd be 1 win in 11. Hooked forward. It's left. Brewer gets a foot to it. Payne will let it run out. It'll be a throw for his side. 1 win in 11 as things stand if this result holds. Osman gets there ahead of Dos Santos. They got enough points where they'll be able to eke their way into the playoffs. You never know what could happen at that point. either North Carolina or Northern Colorado, who they would end up facing. Lofted forward, Cheney bumps into Nuhu. Definitely slowed his run. The home crowd going to make their voices heard in terms of any time wasting that may be done by Rashid Nuhu or anyone in white. You can see it again, lofted forward. And Cheney was challenging, but did very well to pull out of the challenge, and then Rashid Nuhu, very wise to milk that for all it's worth. Every second he can take up there, give his side more time to recover and get them closer to minute 90. They will find themselves with a week off into the semifinals, the League One playoffs. De Silva is knocked away. Dos Santos was a foul. Referee was playing advantage. Gallardo was infringed upon by Pierre De Silva. Will be a free kick for the visitors. We have had an own goal between Greenville and Lexington. So 1-0 Lexington currently up in that one. It will just mean that Greenville that much closer to having a road match week 1, as Nuhu has to take that one first time. Off his line, Martinez just couldn't quite get it out of his feet to try the shot from way downtown. Gebhard, back to Kroll. Martinez. Osmond. A lot of white shirts back to defend. Payne driving to the byline, clips it up. The bike, not quite caught right by Cheney. That might stay in play, but it just rolls out. Will be a goal kick. Couldn't have known, Cheney couldn't have, but may have been able to leave that for Kroll, but he tried the acrobatic. You saw Kroll was on hand. It was spinning kindly for him. But you give a man with his kind of talent the green light to try things like that. Just unable to shape that one towards goal. Dos Santos wins the header. It was only falling to a Madison shirt. Gebhard. May have been him or Akoff to kick it forward into the channel. Swahi has to be very careful here. He kicks it forward, but Citro's there. Pressed by Brito. Kroll back to Cicero. Lofted for Cheney. Got his head to it. It's over the goal. Cheney fired up. Wants his team to keep moving the ball around. They found him in the box. It was a tough one to try and put towards goal, but he got highest and he got ahead to it. Nuhu was able to watch that one go over his goal. Very dramatic wave saying no more time wasting for Rashid Nuhu. The next time he does burn more time than is deemed acceptable by our referee, he'll enter his pocket. Cicero down for Bartman. Gebhard making the run. Pass poked forward, but Swahi gets there first, and it's a great forward pass. Kunga gets to it. Martinez comes across him and wins it back and wins a free kick for his side. Kunga also on a yellow card, has to be careful. They get play going again quickly here. Gebhard plays it up. Bartman into the box. De Silva brings it down on the turn. Over the goal. They're beginning to warm up. Madison know they could try and need to claw back into this one. Tormenta still 1-1 with Charlotte. Pierre De Silva on the turn, nearly testing Nuhu. De Silva and Cicero have been Nice sparks of life off the bench for Madison. Dos Santos flicks it forward. Osmond puts a foot through it. Akoff. De Silva. No foul, says the referee. Dos Santos has to be careful. Be able to carry it towards goal now. Was that a foul by Martinez? It was. Looks like no extra adjudication from Rashawn Clark, and it'll just be the foul given. No yellow for Martinez. We can see it again as Dos Santos is able to drive forward. Just comes across him. Gets too much of the man and bringing him down in transition. 5 minutes plus stoppage time. You imagine there'll be a few minutes of it. We had some long pauses. Aiden Macias, Nazim Bartman, both of them with some decently lengthy pauses to get them tended to. Can they get the insurance goal? It's lofted forward. Shipman claims. Citro got the yell from his goalkeeper. Shipman trying to drop one into the path of Gebhard. Nearly found him there. Citro, foul from behind. Luca Mastrantonio can come on now. He'll be coming on for Lagos Kunga. He's on the yellow card. He had the assist, though, for the goal that currently separates the two sides. Another good performance for the Angolan. Very young career here with Omaha. His 7th appearance, his 2nd start. A goal and 2 assists now across the season since arriving in August. He'll be coming off. You can just definitely tell Dominic Casciato's mentality here. It's a forward off, and it's a defender on. They'll hope that the 6'2" man from Rome can try and offer some defensive support. Another free kick to loft in. Hooked forward. Foul committed. Free kick for Madison. Gebhard. Foul committed again. This one will produce the yellow card. Brotherton appears to be the player who has been booked after Steven Dos Santos earned the foul. You see just the impeding of his attempt to break forward on the counter. This is really where Dos Santos can thrive. He's got the goal, obviously, in this one already. But just his ability to hold play up, to win the ball high up the field, to keep the press going, just get physical with an opponent and just burn time off the clock like they've done here with the foul that he's won. It's an invaluable quality. North Carolina have taken the lead as well. Does not matter. Omaha, if they maintain their lead, they'll be top of the table at the end of the day. Whipped into the box. Shipman catches it uncontested. Gonna try to go long. Cheney, great first touch. Does very well to work his way around it. Akoff. Payne trying to chest it down for a teammate. Gallardo steps across him, trying to find Dos Santos. Flag stays down. Steven Dos Santos, big challenge in the box. Not able to be kept in play by Brotherton. Out for a corner kick. Stoppage time in Charlotte. Still 1-1 between Charlotte and Tormenta. corner here. We take it to the 90th minute. Gallardo whips it in, past everybody, and it's going to be a foul as well, called against Gallardo. Stolabella, rather. Madison making their third change of the match. Jason Ramos, he'll be coming on for Sam Brotherton. Festival Food sub there. It's Ramos, a big physical presence. They're going to try and see if he can come on, maybe cause some chaos, try and make something happen. Akoff with the throw. Just moments away from confirming stoppage time for you. Nine minutes of it. Just Coffee Cooperative bringing you that second half stoppage time. Omaha will hate that number. It will be 9 minutes of agony. Dominic Casciato on down. Free kick given. Thought about an advantage. We'll pull it back. We'll produce the yellow card for Pierre da Silva. We will know the result of the Charlotte Tormenta match before the end of this one. Just a bit late in the challenge, knocks over his opponent. A bit careless there from da Silva to knock over his opponent. You can see the drop off in numbers committed forward from Omaha. They're not going to risk any counterattack being opened up for Madison. Just three in white at the edge of the 18, another further. Bottom left of your screen making their way on. Brito aiming it forward. Headed away. Citro to try and keep it in play. He'll get there. Clever back heel. They work their way away. Nuhu collects. Swahi. Nice turn by da Silva. Bartman. Fouled. Gets up quickly, but the yellow card will be produced. Gallardo booked for the Owls. We'll see it again as just a nice drop of the shoulder to get past his opponent, and Bartman got up quickly, may have had a reaction, but able to keep his temper, and they've got a free kick here. They don't know what's happening in Charlotte. They want to handle business here. Da Silva, it's a dangerous one. Looping header. Brewer gets a head to it, it's still in the mixer. Headed down and hooked away, finally dealt with. Martinez to get it. Dos Santos sprints out to try and collect. Isidro Martinez goes long, over everybody. A big coming together. It will be a foul called against Cicero. Back to his feet is JP Skeers. He's done well to stay out of the headlines, avoiding any major confrontations since going under a yellow card earlier on in this one. Nuhu has also avoided a yellow since being warned against no more time wasting. Silva, foul from behind. Da Silva was booked a moment ago. He has to be very careful that he doesn't see himself catch the referee's eye again in quick sequence. Silva with the foul here. Saying that it was shoulder to shoulder. Referee disagreeing. Free kick for them to defend here, but there is some good news elsewhere for Madison fans. Lofted forward, headed away. Dos Santos, it's clipped up, nodded towards goal, caught by Shipman. Fired forward, one to try and sprint for, intercepted. There actually will be a pause here. There was a coming together in the box. Payne and Gallardo. But you see that in the top right of your screen for the first time since 2019 and the second time in club history, Madison are headed to the playoffs. And you can see Shipman with the fist pump there. It's likely being informed across the stadium here today. The cheers, they're down a goal against their bitter rivals who may clinch the Players' Shield, but it matters not. They're headed to the playoffs. They'll face the number 3 seed 1 week from now. See some embraces and celebrations. It's been 4 years since they've been in the playoffs in that inaugural season in 2019. Strange conditions certainly to clinch a playoff berth. But Madison, they're headed to the playoffs. And now, can they get some extra joy? Can they spoil it for their rivals? Fired forward. It loops. Cheney to attack. Nuhu claims. 3 minutes of the stoppage time, the minimum remaining. Now a goal to claw it back to a draw here would not only see themselves stay as the only team that Omaha has not beaten this year, but they could drag Omaha down from first and hand the Players' Shield to North Carolina. So a lot of NCFC fans will be hopeful that Madison can pull something out of the bag in the final moments here. De Silva with the header. Returned. Master Antonio. Brewer trying the first time pass. Ramos knocks it forward. Payne. His pass a bit behind his teammate and Cheney. It's not fully dealt with though. Cheney trying the first time with the left foot. It was blocked. Great touch by Shipman. The header down. Great composure from the keeper off his line. Martinez. He has Kroll to his left. Gebhardt in front of him. He's fouled. All of a sudden, the pressure has gone from Madison to Omaha. They've got something to hold on to, obviously, still. But should they concede here, they'll fall from top spot. They won't fall into the potential of losing a first-round bye. But they would not clinch the Players' Shield. They would not host every potential playoff match. A lot of numbers committed forward for Madison. We enter the final minute of the minimum stoppage time. Hooked in. Gebhardt on the turn. A save by Nuhu, and it's put over the bar. Rashid Nuhu stands tall, keeps the clean sheet for Omaha. The best chance coming late on for Madison as it falls for Gebhardt. Went centrally, but he was alert to it, didn't let it go between his legs, and stayed in front of it. He will get a yellow card, though, for time wasting. On the balance of things, he'll take that combination, that yellow card brought to you by Dairyland. The save and the yellow card, and he'll hook it forward. Just seconds left at the minimum, then it's the referee's discretion how much more we may get. Into the box, Gebhard trying to chest it down. Nuhu dives, leaves it. It's a goal kick. That one a decent opportunity on the break. We can see again the chance here. Gebhard trying to chest it down. It was difficult as it spun backwards towards him. Nuhu, his side moments away. Pedro Dolabella. His pass a bit behind Brewer. It's a throw. All eyes on the head official. Gallardo carries it away. Akoff trying to find Gallardo in the channel. Shepherded it out by Krull. Goal kick. We're past 100 minutes. Ramos. He goes long. Cheney, great close control. Advances territory. De Silva. Ramos to Martinez. This pass a bit under hit, but it will get its way to Cicero. Ramos. Payne. Scooped forward. Knotted down. Oh, Cheney couldn't attack it. Nuhu stops it, and that does it. On the ground of their rivals, Union Omaha clinch the 2023 Players' Shield. For the second time in 3 years, they're top of the regular season. Can they do what they did in 21 and handle the business come playoff time? They'll watch and they'll wait to see their opponent in the semifinals, but a special run continues. It's 14 unbeaten for Omaha, and they get their first win of 2023 against Madison, and they've beaten every other side across USL League One. Celebrations for both teams. Glazer embracing with Payne. They clinch their second playoff appearance in club history. Not the way they would ideally want to do it, see their rivals win at their home place. But in the end, it doesn't matter. They did enough to get to the playoffs, and they will face off against Northern Colorado. Christian Cheney, your Festival Foods Man of the Match. We can look at our play as well as our save of the match after this one. Madison trying to find their way into this one. Kunga, just a great dribble into the box. His low shot is venomous. Burnt Shipman stayed in front of it, and that's the play and save of the match presented by Dairy Land Insurance. Lagos Kunga, just a really dangerous performance from him all throughout the game. Burnt Shipman had to stand tall numerous times, but in the end, his side beaten once, but they will, in the end, be playing some playoff soccer next weekend. We have one last break in this one. On the other side, we'll show you your full-time highlights and stats before we get out of here from Breese Stevens Field. Your full-time score, Forward Madison 0 and Union Omaha 1 as they earn the 3 points and clinch the Players' Shield.
Come see how Dairyland fits your life. With affordable car insurance that fits your budget and 24/7 customer service that fits your schedule. Even if you have coverage lapses or a bumpy driving history, we've got you covered. For 70 years, we've been helping people just like you get the car insurance they need. So why wait? Contact Dairyland today.
They're the final moments of soccer at Breese Stevens Field in 2023, and it's a moment of celebration for their bitter rivals. Dominic Casciato celebrating as Union Omaha. They'll take their celebratory photos. They are the Players' Shield champs of 2023. A phenomenal season culminating in a regular season crown. And they'll have to turn their attentions 2 weeks from now when they'll play in the semifinals of the USL League One. Well, that's your full-time score. Forward Madison 0, Union Omaha 1. Your full-time highlights from this one. Just the one goal in it. An edgy, just a contentious match. The Just Coffee Co-op highlights. Lagos Kunga just driving into the box. A constant danger throughout this one. We'll see his culminating moment in the match in just a moment. That low shot, well saved by Shipman, had to stay in front of it after he did brilliantly to generate some space. Kunga did. That one, though, well stopped and saved. It was 0-0 at the break. No side able to break things down after the first 45 minutes of action between these two teams. We'll see here, though. Kunga gets the ball into the 18, brilliantly lifted up for Dos Santos, who fires that one over Burnt Shipman. Couldn't stop that one. His second assist as an Owl, his 13th goal as an Owl for Dos Santos. Now the outright team leader in goals scored this season. 5 goals in 3 games for Dos Santos. The stats are endless. This one from Cheney just over the goal. They couldn't quite feed their number 9. The goal-scoring woes for Madison continue another week. Just 2 goals in their last 5 games. Not able to get one across the goal line in our matchup here today. Of course, they were able to pile on the opportunities. This one from De Silva, a great chest down and turn, trying to find that one on target. Fires it over Nuhu's net. He only had to make 2 saves in the matchup here today. They would want to test him more entering today, but unable to put that one on frame. This one from the free kick, just lifted into the box. A dangerous one for Gebhardt, saved well by Nuhu. Very late on, that one past 99 minutes of action. In the end, knocked over the goal, and in the end, the clean sheet maintained by Union Omaha for the 8th clean sheet for Nuhu this season. Your full-time stats presented by Rhyme. 55% possession for Madison, 10 shots to 1 on target, but they were outshot and outshot on target, as well as the 1 goal from Dos Santos, separating things to make it 1-0 for Omaha and split the season series between the Mingos and the Owls. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 win for the 3 sides across these 3 games. It's been a great year across the regular season, and in the end, it's going to see Omaha sit top of the pack. Who would have thought? After 13 games at the end of June, they had just 3 wins. In the 19 games since, 16 wins. Omaha, they can rest up next weekend and watch the other matches. We have a guaranteed pair of matchups. It's going to be Madison. They'll be hitting the road to take on Northern Colorado, who they will be playing against Chattanooga coming up next in just a moment. Been a fascinating one to bring you, the final one of the regular season at Breese Stevens Field. But it goes final. Forward Madison 0, Union Omaha 1. For my entire production crew, I'm Jack Edwards, saying so long.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.